Hello, today I want to show you how you can make some abstract art pieces that you could use maybe for cool interior design for a building, whatever the case. What we're going to do is create a plane. So you can use a square like I'll be using for this tutorial, but you can use a rectangle, a sphere, whatever you want. Just keep in mind that the pieces that we'll be making, because we will be making pieces, will together will look like the shape we'll be working on right now. So in this case it's a square. Okay, so let's do and let's insert a face right there so we have some buffer. And we want to subdivide this. You can subdivide this as many times as you want, just to make it easy to read. Let's just leave it at 7 because it will get a little bit messy from now on. We'll clean it up very soon though. So before we move on, we need to deselect these exterior edges. And now we're pretty much going to decide the distance between each face, between each piece, okay? And that will be with a bevel. So like a distance, this will look fine. So you could do less, make it look very tight, or whatever, or just make it very big. So I'm using the J key to join these vertices. If you use the F key instead, it won't separate the faces. Okay, so you want to use the J key. Just keep that in mind. So let's do a few more. Ooh, that's not what we wanted. Okay. So that looks cool. So of course, what we're doing really is like the separations between each piece. So this will give we're pretty much deciding right now what each piece will look like. So now here comes the most boring part of this method, sadly. I'll try to be as quick as possible, and if it takes me a long time, I will speed up the video. But what we want to do is select each area, I guess you could say, and make sure you select every single face in that area. Of course you can fix it later, but as you can see, it can be tricky, especially if you did a lot of subdivisions or you're working with like a very complex shape. It can be quite tricky. So once we're done with this, we will clean it up, because obviously this is not this has too many faces and it's just not very pleasant to work with, I guess you could say. Okay, so once we have all those faces selected, we want to duplicate these and let's make them into their own object, and we want to make sure everything is all right. So as you can see, we do have one little problem over here, which is this must have missed a face, which is completely fine, but I think we're good to go. So what we want to do now is, actually tend to make this into its own object. Completely forgot. So what we want to do is do a limited dissolve. Make sure there's no weird vertice floating around anywhere. Okay, so once we have that, you could use this directly. I'll show you a few examples of what you can do. Anyway, so cool thing to do is to do, we have is to do like a boolean. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so let's go to modifiers, boolean, select the object, make sure it's indifferent and apply, and there you go. This is another thing you can do. This is actually one of my favorite things, and this is probably my favorite with this method is first of all, make sure you have the face selection mode on, and you want to select poke faces. So this really gives that like cool modern style. And you can pretty much do a lot of things with this. You can move these down, you can move these up. Actually, that usually tends to look better. Another thing you can actually do is this actually looks pretty nice too, although you don't want to, you want to be kind of careful with this though. Let's select a few of these like areas and start doing bevels, and it will give a very nice look. And you can do a few more, and you can do it to, well, obviously you can do it to every single edge and give it like a smooth look. You can do really just whatever you want with these pieces. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps. So see you in the next one. Bye.